Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to just talk about my fears of becoming a mother to 2 children under 2. If you do not follow me, I am a mother to a 15-month-old little boy named Lincoln, and I am currently almost 30 weeks pregnant with our daughter, and she will be born May 1st via C-section. So I have wrote down quite a few different fears that I have, and I just want to talk to you guys about them because I'm sure I'm not the only person who has had fears, especially becoming a mother to 2 under 2, because that is like such a little bit of an age gap, and that's exactly what we wanted. But now that I'm like getting closer to it, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? And I stress about every and any little thing possible. So yeah, my biggest fear is losing my husband. And I don't mean like him leaving because we have 2 children. I am talking about, it's gonna make me emotional, like having a gap between us. Like now Lincoln still sleeps in our room, which is 100% on my husband. He does not want Lincoln to be in his own room because of the placement of our rooms. Like Lincoln's room is off of the kitchen, and we can't like switch rooms because our bed would literally not fit in his, I mean it would fit, but there would be no room for anything else. So Lincoln sleeps in our room, and so will Abea, which is my daughter's name. So we already don't get much time like together. Like the first time we actually went on a date was actually last weekend, since our son's been born. Like we've went on dates with Lincoln, but not by ourselves. We both have big fears of like letting people watch him. We have found a babysitter who does go to our church, who is an amazing woman. She has 3 children of her own, and she's been watching Lincoln, like when I go to work and stuff. But that's the first time that we've actually went on a date since Lincoln has been born by ourselves. And I fear not being able to find time for one another. Like right now, he will be getting his license. He lost his license, and I mean that's like a whole nother thing, but he'll be having them back in probably like 2 weeks. But up until then, like now, I get up 5 in the morning, get me ready, Lincoln ready, to go get him from work. He comes home. Well, we drop Lincoln off at the babysitter's. We come home, I get ready for work, I leave, and then he goes to bed, and then we have to have him back at work, which is 35-minute drive from home, at 11 at night. So I get back around almost midnight. So I'm very, very tired. I'm almost 30 weeks pregnant. I'm very tired. And I'm also taking care of a 15-month-old who runs around constantly, who is full of energy, and yeah. So I either have to clean our home when I am home or take a nap with Lincoln. And most of the time here lately I've been cleaning because I'm nesting and I'm getting ready for baby, and I just fear that we're not going to find time for one another. And I plan to breastfeed, so that's even more time that I'm going to be spending with just the baby. So I'm also fearing Lincoln not wanting anything to do with me because I'm not going to be able to spend as much one-on-one time with him as I was before. So I'm scared that Lincoln's gonna feel like I've replaced him with another child, and I'm gonna feel like, or I feel like my husband is also gonna feel like I've replaced him with both of our children, and I'm not gonna be able to find the time for him. And I don't ever see him going somewhere else. I don't ever see him reaching out to another woman for that companionship. But in the back of my mind, I still fear that. And like right after you have a baby, you don't feel the best. Your body isn't what it used to be. Now this will be my second child. And no, I haven't gained a bunch of weight. I've actually lost weight since I've been pregnant because of me being sick. But I'm so scared, and plus I'm having a C-section, and you know, you gotta wait, and we tried with Lincoln not to wait, and it hurts so bad to have sex. Like, we probably waited maybe 2.5, 3 weeks, and it literally brought tears to my eyes. And I'm not saying that a relationship is all about sex, and that's the only thing you need, but I don't know, I just fear so many different things. I fear us growing apart. I fear us growing apart and not being able to ever fix it. And I don't want to grow a family and then split that family and have to raise our children in 2 separate homes. I know that Willie would never, ever not be in his children's lives, because that's not him. He is a wonderful father. He's a wonderful father to his oldest child, who does not live in our home. He's a wonderful father to our son, and I know he's going to be a wonderful father to our daughter. So that's not something that I fear. I just don't want to raise my family split up. I grew up without a father. I know what that felt like. And I know what it felt like to watch my brother go through a split home as well. And it really hurts children. It really does. And that is one of my biggest fears. I've always wanted my family to be whole and to always live in the same home, under the same roof. And I fear like Lincoln feeling left out. I don't want him to feel left out, and I'm scared of not being able to divide my time, and I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot of sleep, and I know that. You know, Willie works, he's gonna be going back to second shift, and that will actually help a lot. Plus him having his license is going to help a lot. But I still fear that Lincoln's going to feel like he's left out, like I've replaced him with another baby, and I don't want that. And but I also have to worry about myself. I try to make sure that everybody else is comfortable, everybody else feels good, everybody else has everything that they need. I mean, I wake my husband up with coffee every day just to do it, because that's what he wants, that's what makes him happy. I bring him everything that he possibly could need or want, so he doesn't have to get up and have to do anything. I wake up with the kids because I don't want him to have to. He has to go to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. And I am completely fine with that. I just am worried now with a second child that I'm not going to be able to stay sane. That I'm going to overwork myself and freak out. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if any of this is even making sense to any of you. And another one of my biggest fears is if I was to go back to work, which I have never been comfortable with going back to work until at least our child is, I would prefer the kids be talking before I go back to work, but I had to go back to work when Lincoln was, I think, 10 months old was when we found our first babysitter, who did not turn out good at all. And then that's when we found our current babysitter. But I have such a big fear of something happening to my daughter. Not to say that I don't fear something happening to Lincoln, but it seems like nowadays, or anytime, little girls get touched and things like that before a little boy would. And I'm not saying that my babysitter would ever do such a thing, but like maybe somebody at her house, or, you know, even family members nowadays. Like that is like one of my biggest fears, is something happening to my daughter. Her going through the same thing I did growing up. And that still to this day messes me up. It still mentally hurts. It's still, I mean, I still have nightmares of it, and that's just one of my biggest fears, and I'm sure it's for any woman that has children, or any man that has children, especially little girls or little boys, because I'm not saying like just because it happens to a little boy that it doesn't affect them the same. I personally feel that it happens to a little girl quicker than what it does to a little boy. Maybe not. Maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe that's just my understanding of it and how I see it. But I fear having to go back to work, and like say me and Willie split up, I'm going to have to go back to work. And honestly, it would be a 12-hour day, 7 days a week job, because that would be what would suffice our family to make sure that I have the money for all of our bills, everything the kids need and want. Maybe not necessarily want, because I'm not going to spoil them, but have everything that they need, and things that I want them to have, and things that I want for myself, and, you know, make sure that they keep up on their savings and all of that. I would personally feel more comfortable working a good paying job, and around here that's working your tail off and having to work 7 days a week, 12-hour days. So I don't know, that's just some fears that I've really been thinking about here lately. And my biggest one is just losing my husband, and losing our family, losing touch of each other, losing myself, and maybe possibly losing my kids. You know, with being a recovering addict, I don't ever want to use again. And to be honest with you, I don't ever really think that I will. But it would be very triggering to go through losing the love of my life. And I mean, it would hurt. It honestly would. It would really, really hurt. And it would be hard, you know, to go through something like that. Like, Willie is like he's my best friend. He's really just about the only friend that I really talk to. You know, ever since we've gotten clean, we don't talk to many people. I have one friend that I really actually talk to, and I still don't open up to her as much as I do him or this channel. I don't know. I just wanted to make this video because I want to remember myself fearing this, because if and when I do succeed at this, I want to be able to look back and, you know, just remember that those were my fears. Remember that those were the thoughts that I was thinking. And I'm sure there's plenty of women out there that fear the same thing. You know, I'm a part of a Facebook group, and there's women on there every day, at least one a day, that I see that talk about, you know, their husband leaving them or their husband cheating on them. I mean, I was on there the other day and there was a girl that was saying, you know, my husband is literally cheating on me right at this very moment. I guess he had went somewhere and it was supposed to be work related, and he butt dialed her and he was having sex with another woman. That would be so degrading. That would be a horrible feeling, especially being pregnant with that person's child. You know, I'm very, very, very grateful for who I started my family with. And I wouldn't want to have a family with anybody else but him. I also fear not being able to keep up with the kids. And my husband. I mean, I guess that's pretty much everything that I just said, but just not being able to keep up with myself, my husband, and my kids all in the same thing. Like, my worst thing is time management. I am not good at time management whatsoever. I'm a procrastinator. I put things off, and put things off. And it is one of the hardest things. Just like now, I just now remembered that I need to call the courthouse for Willie, and I was supposed to do that on my break, but I didn't take a break earlier today at work so that I could leave work earlier. And it is now It is now 2:35. So, yeah. So, yeah, I need to end this vlog, or end this video. If any of you have fears or had this fear and have any advice or anything, mothers, fathers, whatever, grandma, anybody, a caregiver, anything, will you please leave some advice down in the comment section on just little hacks and little things that I can do to better manage my time or make things quicker, make things easier, because all of us, because, you know, I'm not the only person that's going to see it. There's other women on this channel that's going to see it, and we will all be able to benefit from that. And yeah, but thank you guys for listening to me, if you did. If you actually paid attention all the way to the end, thank you. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. And if you just found this video and want to subscribe, that would be awesome. I would love to have you. You can come watch our family grow, watch our family evolve, and see if I can stay sane with 2 children under the age of 2. And Lincoln will be 17 months old. Yes. 17 months and a couple days old when we have our daughter. So that's going to be so much fun. And, you know, I don't have my mother to help. I don't have... Really, the only people that can somewhat help is my grandparents. And I don't feel comfortable having them help because they're, you know, 71 and 72 years old. My aunt, she works all the time, and, you know, we live all around each other. My grandmother lives next door. My aunt lives down the road. Like, I have help, but I don't want to ask for help, and I'm not the type of person to ask for help. I want to do it on my own because I'm the best provider for my children. I know my children better than anybody else besides their father. So I have a hard time asking for help. I just can't do it. And I know sometimes I need to just bite the bullet and swallow my pride and just do it, because sometimes as a human we need help, but it's hard for me to do that. Very hard for me to do that. I mean, I even feel bad about my husband taking FMLA from work to help me for the first couple weeks after I have my C-section, because I'm not going to be able to lift Lincoln, and it's going to be hard for me to get around to do all the motherly wife things that I have to do. I can't, just because I'm having surgery and having a baby doesn't mean that my 17 or soon to be 17-month-old is going to understand that and, you know, calm down and not need picked up and not need this and not need that. And my husband, he can help, but I'm still gonna have to do a lot of things that is not so easy to do after you have a major abdominal surgery and have a baby, a newborn. But anyways, I am done ranting. I hope that this video made sense. I wonder if any of you have felt the same way and if you actually succeeded. I mean, I know it can be done, so I don't even like I don't like saying succeed, because I know it can be done. Anything can be done. Absolutely anything. But it's gonna be hard, which motherhood is not easy. I'm not saying that. But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to our channel. Bye. I'll see you in my next one.